Hello everyone, Brad here with something a little bit different again. I've been getting a lot of requests over the years to make Hollywood studios, and part of the reason that I did this is because Disneyland Paris, I'm not going to work on for a while, and I went ahead and put that on RTC Go for download. So if you're interested in that park, I have the unfinished version there, because I wanted to put my time towards California Adventure and Disneyland Park. With that being said, I don't have any Florida projects, and there's so much Florida stuff out there that I feel like I always need to be working on something from Florida. So now I'm going to be juggling those three parks, including this one. And I'm going to base it off of what you all really want to see. So whatever the fan favorite is, I'll kind of lean more towards. But this is just something I've been getting requested for a long time, and I felt like starting something new again. But I will still work on the other ones, so those aren't abandoned. Now, before I say anything else about this park, I haven't actually been to Hollywood Studios in, almost 3 years now, and I know there's been a lot of construction, so everything I'm basing this off of is Google Earth, either the, satellite view or the street view. So if there's anything that seems out of date, that's probably why. And funny thing is the street view, you can only go here, and you can't go past here towards the entrance. So all of the entrance stuff, I just had to use the satellite view, and I just had to kind of find pictures to get an idea. But as you go down this main street here, I got a lot more detailed because there's street view for all of this, everything else. So let's get started from the entrance. I kind of loosely detailed the path here and put the greenery. I didn't add the trees or the little booths just because it's outside the park, but this is how the pattern looks, roughly, just kind of from the sky. Now, on Google Earth, there's a lot of construction being done. This whole area is blocked off. I don't know if it's currently that way still, but I do remember there being kind of like the parking area over here. So, coming in, you've got ticket booths. You can see I've done like a pattern on the side to give it different colors going on up, and then put a glass on the outside here to kind of simulate the monitors. This entrance is very similar to California Adventure, so you'll see I have the flags on top, and this is supposed to replicate the Hollywood Studios sign. Again, the reason I do this, if you haven't watched any of these videos, is because I don't use any custom scenery or billboards or anything. And I'll explain why I have billboards here in a moment. So coming in through the main entrance, which you can see, I've got ATM machines to use as ticket booths. There's the stores around here. I think this is guest services. Again, I can't remember, it's been a while. Added these flags up here to kind of give the gas station a look. And the reason I have billboards is I intend for them to have nothing on there, or you can put whatever you want. I would leave it blank, but I can't upload it without having a picture on it. So later I can go and move the file, and it'll show the Frontier default billboard, which I'm sure you all have seen if you misplace a file, or even if you've downloaded any of my parks that have had these. You'll know what I'm talking about. That's intentional though. I mean for these billboards to be blank, or when I put it up for download, it can be whatever you want it to be. Because as you come through here, you have all sorts of billboards to kind of get that Hollywood feel. You've got the central store here. I had to do some weird building here because there was nothing that would make a good spire. So I used two of these space pieces to show you what I'm talking about. Oh, not there. So I actually used this satellite piece and colored it so it was all white. You've got the exit store over here. I just threw some little drummer folks in there and some pots. So that's kind of where you come out. Then there's a store that has all the collectibles. Again, I don't know if that's what they still have, but since the last time I went, that's what it was. A bunch of autographed things and photographs from famous films. I do like how the little garden front porch area turned out. I was able to put a lot together, which it surprisingly let me do. Alright, coming around. So on the main strip here, you've got this first building, which I believe is a store. I think it was a store. And what I think is another store. And actually, this is a new building technique I kind of came up with as I was building this. And I always like to find new things, new ways of making stuff. It's always fun. And actually, a better example is right across the street. So you'll see this building is actually striped. It's black and red, black and red, black and red. But there's a door there, and I didn't want to cover the door up. So I had an idea, and I'll kind of demonstrate over here. As you may know, my favorite piece in the whole game is this, because there's no limitation at all. You can put this through anything, any elevation, however you want. But if I wanted to show through a wall, it would look like that. But what I did to hide it from the door is I used a curved one, so you're only getting the edge of it. So if you only want part or a corner of the building, you can do that. It can work both ways too. And I like how it turned out, and I think it actually looks like a pretty convincing effect. Oh, let me get that out of the way. For that. Not so much for the windows, because this is 2 windows. I'd probably have to make it 1. But there's 3 on the second floor. But yeah, that's a new little technique I came up with. And speaking of a new technique, not so much technique, but just something that worked out, is I have a column going through the center of this, because surprisingly it let me put it right in between this like building part, the city part. So I thought that was pretty neat, and it kind of gave it a nicer top. And this is where like the photo area is. More stores. I can't remember what this one is, but I'm going to assume it's a store. Also, a new piece I used is the Egyptian wall, because it really kind of matches the design of this building really well. Also, something I did a little different for the first time I thought I'd give a go is this whole area is kind of about 3 pieces wide, but I couldn't really do a path, like 2 by 2 path, and then have the sidewalk and then make it look good and make it lined up. So I just have this small path going through the center, but it's kind of implied that it's stretched out to kind of get the dimensions right, and it's actually about right. So I figured I'd give that a try. Yeah, that's kind of really all I have right now. There's going to be another building here, and this will branch off into the, I think it's called Sunset something area. I don't know. It's been so long. And then finish stuff up over here, and the opposite side of this building, which is going to end up coming out to about here, will be like the 50s prime time and all that, and then the little lake. Alright, I'm going to swap it to nighttime real quick. I haven't focused too much on putting lights throughout. Yeah, it's definitely way too dark out here. This area is lit, alright. And yeah, I think I need to go back and do more lighting. Alright, so that's all I have right now. Again, if you all want to see more Hollywood Studios, let me know, because I'm going to just kind of evenly juggle these parks around as I see fit, unless there's like a supreme ridiculous demand for any specific one, because I like to make these and, you know, put them out for you all to download. So as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.